Move.
Thanks, Teresa.
Thanks, Teresa.
All right, we got to do this fast. 1 hour podcast in 10. Let's go.
Boom. All right. So here's what happened during World War II.
Wrong podcast.
Wrong podcast. Fuck. Here's what happens in Area 51. Area 51. It's closer to the right podcast, right?
What?
No one thinks I'm funny. Never mind. I'm gonna go away now. I'm just gonna.
All right, perfect. We got 9 minutes. Let's go.
Let's go. Adam, quick, do the intro. 5 words, in and out. Let's go.
In and out.
Podcast.
No, we're there.
Welcome.
Come.
Let's go.
All right, that's good. I like it. All right, Jeff. Topic 1.
Hold on. My name Adam.
Jeff.
Adam. Adam drink vodka Sprite.
Jeff, coffee, Kahlua, and Budweiser. Not all together.
Nick drink Don's Angry Orchard and watermelon tequila.
Welcome everyone to the brand new episode of You Hate to See It, where we like each other sometimes, unless they cancel plans multiple times. My name's Adam.
I'm Jeff, and I'm not the one that canceled plans.
I'm Nick, and my engine literally blew out.
That's the excuse this time, ladies and gentlemen. This week I am drinking heavily pink lemonade Smirnoff and Sprite.
Just go back to Pink Whitney, okay? Clearly you have a type.
This is my third glass today. Because
in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, because people like to cancel plans.
I don't
I'm
have
Jeff,
a car.
and Jeff, and I yet again didn't cancel any plans. I'm drinking coffee mixed with Kahlua. It's mostly Kahlua with a splash of coffee in it at this point. Because I also chugged a lot, so my heart might give out halfway through this, and I'm sorry for everyone. And then I'm also drinking Budweiser. I also didn't cancel any plans.
I'm Nick. I sprung an oil leak, but we'll get there later. I have watermelon tequila with
marinade.
Margarita marinade. Yes, marinade mix.
It's for it's marinating his liver.
Yeah. So my liver tastes like watermelon at the end. It's disgusting. It's awful. I am also drinking
Your liver or the watermelon?
both. I'm also
Probably
drinking Don's Angry Orchard that he left in my car. And yeah.
Oh, we have to talk about that whole situation of the beer that we had to drink that night because of you.
I don't know how that's my fault.
Sounds like a lot
beer,
of things
the
are your
beer
fault.
you brought in your car.
It aged like 4 states.
Uh-huh. Should we just do this now?
Yeah.
So we had well, they had a beach day. I was at work, and then I came to the after party.
To be fair, if it makes anyone feel better, the beach day fucking sucked.
And by they, not me.
Not me. Yep. Not Adam.
I actually didn't get invited.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. It's just that
We talked about it.
Yeah, I invited you.
I do
very
remember
early.
that
Yeah.
one. And I do
Okay.
remember you were there for it.
Yeah, I did mention it to you, and you were like, "Ha, I'm."
It was actually
my
before one of
house."
our recordings, like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh, so too long ago for me to give a shit.
Yeah.
I
so-
mean, I work Saturdays anyway. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have gone.
you were
there.
invited. You were invited to both parts, but still,
I don't
beach day
remember
sucked.
being invited.
Yeah, apparently beach day sucked. Jeff worked. Jeff came home, then waited for fiance, and then went to bonfire, quote unquote, where no bonfire happened.
It was raining.
Yeah, which is why the beach day sucked. So yeah, we go to this little party. Dawn came in from out of state. Dex came from out of state, right?
Yep. Dex came from Texas. Garrett came from other side of state.
Dawn came from other state.
Yep.
And then our usual, I guess not usual, but kind of usual group plus some others.
The main core group and other people. Sub Adam.
And then
The second
so I
streams came
show up with, it's me and my fiance. We bring some of our own alcohol. I bring like 10 beers. She brings like 10 seltzers. It was a good time. We show up, we sit down, everyone's playing Irish poker. Apparently they played one round and it did not go well for the people that don't know how to play that game because they got fucked. Which is usually usually happens because we play this game on the regular.
We are, if there was a pro league for alcoholism and Irish poker, let me tell you, Jeff
we
and
will
I are
probably
at least
lose
scum
most
away.
of the games, but we might not get drunk first.
Yeah.
I love that we go way harder at Irish poker than any other person
Yeah.
we ever.
Everyone
play
else
Irish
is like,
poker
this
with.
isn't how you play, and we're like, that
How's
sucks.
House rules sucks to suck.
Do you know how boring that game would be if we played it the way people normally play
Oh
it?
God.
If no
We'd
one
be
knows how to
playing
play
it
Irish
forever.
poker, look it up because it's gonna take too long to explain.
Yeah.
But
But basically, we do it the way that
shouldn't
gets that you
Yeah.
shouldn't play unless you're a seasoned warrior like us.
so we're at this party, and I show up and I sit down. It's a shit ton of people. There's like 10
There
of
were
us,
10
12 of us
yeah,
now.
By the, end
By
of
the
night,
time I
like
get
12
there,
of us, yeah.
oh no, there's like 20 by the time the night ended. But
Yeah,
at that
probably.
point, there's like 12. So I sit down to play, and Nick's like, "Oh, we got beer. It's right behind you, and it's a case of Bush." And he's like, "Be prepared." That sat in my car for like 2 days. I'm like, it's been like in the 80s. I mean, so in your car at 100-degree temperatures for like 2 days. And then Don's like, yeah, it's awful. I hate that I'm drinking it. So I give Don my giant tall boy Red's Wicked so he can drink that. And then I'm like, I crack open a Bush, I take a drink. I'm like, why would you just be willingly giving this to people? this is not okay.
It was really gross.
It was awful. And then Nick and I polished off his bourbon that he brought that is usually
Car
located in I was gonna
And well, not
put
it's
that in
not in my car. It's sealed in my car. Like I keep it there, sealed, not broken.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Yep, signed, sealed, delivered, straight from the factory in my car in case there's
We
ever
need
an
it at a party.
emergency. You need it at a party. Someone gets engaged. Someone gets married. Someone has a baby randomly, and we don't have time to prepare. Wild things. Hey, you never know. You never know what can happen.
Jeff,
has a
do you have
gunshot
anything to tell us?
What? About that?
About you got a baby? You got a surprise baby coming up?
Oh no. We just
Yeah.
drank it because it was there. It was a
Yeah.
party.
Yeah. So
Nick brought it out, so I drank it a lot.
To be fair, literally my last memory of that was me turning that bottle upside down and chugging what was left in it. That is literally the last memory I have from
Yeah,
that
Nick and I
party.
just kept passing that back and forth for like 5 minutes
Yeah.
until it was gone. It was like 3/4 full, and then it was just gone in like
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah. So
I peed a lot, and then we
we-
think Nick shit in the woods at one point.
I don't know about that, but maybe.
That was from Jake. Jake told
Yeah. If you
Jake.
listen to the podcast 2 weeks ago, that was the day after this party that we're talking about right now. I show up late to that podcast because I had to drive an hour back home because I fell asleep.
Oh,
with a
you'll get
bucket
all
under my
that
head.
in the recording.
Yeah.
You show up halfway through.
Yeah,
Probably still drunk.
that was the
Oh.
start of when
Wild
Nick
party, fun
decided
time.
to show up late
Fun
and
time
not
for
show
me.
up at all the things.
Yeah.
Fun time for me. Sounds like Nick was the only one that might have had a slightly bad time.
Those who know, who need to know, and I know you're listening to this podcast, those that need to know. Oh my God, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I still wear that shame. It was a rough night. All right.
Yeah, that's the extent of what we did this past weekend that will be learned about 2 weeks from now.
This is wild.
I've just been unpacking. A lot of unpacking. Just moved into my house. For those of you who are watching this on our as patrons, this is the second episode that you've seen me in the new house. I am now in the basement. Pretty soon there's going to be a TV up there, not Pops. Yeah, just been unpacking. A lot of unpacking. It's been fucking awful.
This is why you should live with nothing.
I have a lot of stuff.
Stop having stuff.
Get rid of
I
stuff.
so
I
my
have stuff.
that's a lie, Nick. I've seen your house.
I can see it in the background.
Yeah. So
No, you
I'm
can't.
one of those.
No, you
I
can't.
am a person that fills space. I don't like empty space.
I would like to argue the fact of you being a person.
That's a good point.
I think that's something we should argue before you go throwing
Yeah.
that term around.
But
All loosey goosey like you are.
so I moved out of my parents' house when I was 17, and I filled the space. And then when I would move back home every summer, I would leave everything at my parents' house, and then for fall, go elsewhere to play hockey or to go to college. And I would always like not come with very many things. So then I would fill the space because I don't like empty space. Whenever I was home, our guest bedroom, my parents knew or my dad knew that I was going to be moving out at some point on my own. So he just let me use his guest bedroom as a storage unit, essentially, for myself. I have not seen things in that storage unit in 2 or 3 years because I just keep tossing shit in there. So I moved everything to my new house and then realized I filled space very well and now have way too much shit and I'm trying to get rid of shit. Probably at least a third of what I brought to my new house, I'm getting rid of.
It's going to be the coolest thing ever because exactly how Nick and I are going to be is we're going to walk in, we're going to be like, oh, wow, cool. And then go to the fridge looking for the alcohol.
Well, you're going to get to the fridge before you even walk into the house.
Fantastic. I already love the design.
The alcohol.
This is already 10 out of 10 good house.
Yes. My mini fridge from college is going to be in the garage as the alcohol fridge until the time that we buy a new fridge for upstairs.
Wonderful.
So
Great.
like in a month and a half.
This is 10 out of 10 Midwestern shit you're telling me, and I'm in love with it.
And so our fridge is going to then come down here.
I already like that this is going to be no different for Nick and I than going to your dad's house.
Yep.
Yeah.
We walk through the garage, grab
Other
beer,
than
and
an
then
extra hour away.
just so everyone knows how Nick
It's
and I usually showed up to
half an hour.
Adams. Was we would show up to Adams, we would punch in the garage code to go in, we would go in the garage, grab ourselves a couple beers, crack one, open, then close the garage door, close the fridge, and go inside and then meet Adam while we're holding like 3 beers.
And the area that we would hang out in is the basement, which is also the area that we're going to be hanging out in my new house.
This is perfect.
Shockingly.
Part of the moving in, we had to get TVs. So I have a 32-inch smart TV.
Did you guys buy pots and pans yet?
No.
Perfect.
If you want to get that for me for my birthday.
I already got your birthday present. You're getting a housewarming gift.
Okay. We do need pots and pans, though.
I might have, depending on if I win a thing, you might have a couple gifts coming down the line that you'll really like.
Okay. We'll make up for this past 2 weeks.
They're really cool things.
So
Are they cool enough to make up for the fact that you suck?
So part of
Whiskey and
moving
whiskey,
into this
Jesus,
house-
coffee and Kahlua gone.
part of moving into this house is getting TVs. So I had a 32-inch smart TV that we put in our bedroom. We had no other TVs, and I knew like you guys were getting ready to come out to my house this weekend, and I was like, well, we fucking need a TV because I'm not moving my 32-inch TV downstairs to the family room, which I could, but that's stupid. So
we're not good enough.
I'm saying
Wait,
you're
what?
better.
We're not good
You're
enough for
better
what?
than the 32-inch TV,
Okay.
Nick. Fuck you.
Is it gonna be 4K?
No.
Oh, thank
Oh, thank
God.
God.
If you watch 4K, fuck you. Your eyes are literally other dimensional.
The only thing you can
Like-
watch in 4K is things that are in 4K. If it's not in 4K, it's the worst experience.
if you go and watch a fucking cartoon in 4K, good
It's
luck.
like,
You will.
It's like watching a slideshow.
yeah.
It's like watching a poorly synced slideshow.
But anyway,
You will
so
gouge your eyes out.
It's so bad. So bad.
When we moved in, I thought we were going to be buying a TV, $550 TV, nice TV. Morgan said, no, I want to put a projector downstairs. And I'm like, well, when's that happening? And she was like, it's going to be a bit. And I was like, so what you're saying is we need a TV. She's like, why not just move the 32-inch around? I'm like, because it's a 32-inch. Like, what the fuck?
We'll be crowded around it like it's a campfire.
Yeah. Like, if I can
Hold on, but what if we found out what Mario Kart's like with 3 players on a 32-inch?
Jokes on you, I don't own a Wii anymore.
Joke's on you. I own one. It's
Okay.
in my
Joke's on-
pants.
Joke's on you. We made Grace fucking.
I know,
buy Mario
I know we
Kart,
did.
and we still have
Um,
yet to play it.
So I was scrolling on Facebook Marketplace, trying to
Facebook Marketplace.
find just a cheap TV. I found a 50-inch TV. The guy was asking $120 for it. So I said, I figured there was gonna be some back and forth negotiating. So I messaged him as like $50. And he said, let me get back to you. 2 hours go by, he messaged me back. Can you come pick up today? I was like, yes. He's like, done. All right. So it turns out this guy's house was 5 minutes away from my house. So I go over, I grab the TV, we plug it in, we make sure it works. It's perfect. So it's just a 50-inch dumb TV.
Not smart TV,
yeah.
just dumb.
It's a dumb TV.
Stupid.
It doesn't have the smart capabilities. But I have a PlayStation for that, so we don't need the smart TV.
Okay, I don't have smart capabilities, so
Yeah.
Me neither.
No, we know that. Yeah.
As well soon find out.
And so him and I were talking about the fact of like our TVs, and we actually have a family room and a living room, neither with TVs. And he was like, "Here, let me show you something." He walks me into another room, and there's a 75-inch TV. And he's like, "Here, we were just gonna throw this out." And he turns it on, and he's like, "And this is why." And when the screen turns on, one column of pixels is blue. And he's like, because we're moving in 2 weeks to Florida, we don't have the space for these TVs. Because this TV has the row of pixels, I was just gonna throw it out. Do you want it? I'll give it to you for free. And I was like, come again? A free 75-inch TV? He's like, yep, completely free. He's like, I know these pixels, they can be fixed. I almost had someone come out and fix them. But we just don't have the time or the energy to deal with it right now. So he's like, so I will just give you this 75-inch TV for free. He's like, and I'm like, literally, even if I pay to get it fixed, that's fucking, I'm well ahead. I bought a 50-inch TV for $50 and I'm getting a free 75-inch TV. Even if I have to pay $150 to fix these damn pixels, I bought a 50-inch and a 75-inch TV for $200 then.
crazy. On Wish, you could have paid for a 75-inch smart TV and got for like $1 and got like 6 free TVs with it.
You would have also gotten like 3 pixels to alternate between the two.
Yeah, I used to shop on Wish all the time. I will never do that again.
Which is awful.
Yeah, it's real bad.
8 years to get.
I used to, like, when it first came out, it was like Amazon speeds. And then so many people found it that it's now just the slowest dumpster fire. And then COVID hit and it was awful. But yeah. So I bought 2 TVs for $50 and I might have to get one fixed. Oh well.
And that's how you rob people on Facebook Marketplace.
I mean, he offered it. I took it. Like, worst case scenario,
Did he offer it while you were threatening him with a weapon?
I was wearing my security uniform from work. I saw that, Nick. We're just gonna go by. We're just gonna skip by.
So the lights have been flickering a lot in my house, and honestly, I'm starting to get concerned. So my house is haunted. It's great.
That makes sense.
Fortunately, I'm apparently one of those people who's just like so not tuned to if it is real that I just don't get affected by shit.
I mean, you're Catholic. It could go either way.
It could. Yes, that is very true. That is very true. It could easily go either way.
Like, you see the Conjuring movies and you're like, that's bullshit. But at the same time,
it's like
demons and ghosts are real.
I don't want to be there if it is. So Tuesday, we're recording this on Thursday. It's live on Monday.
It's Monday, 11 a.m. live.
Yep. All right. Now that we got the joke out of the way, we're recording this on Thursday. Tuesday, I leave work. I'm on my way home.
You have fun with this. I'm gonna go pee.
All right. I'm on my way home, and all like maybe 3 minutes onto the expressway, I get my car lights up, low oil pressure. I'm like, oh.
First of all,
that's good.
That's your dumbass fault for not putting oil in your car.
I just got an oil change.
Oh, okay.
I got an oil change maybe a month or two beforehand.
If it's 2 months, that's your fault.
we'll get. No, it's not because we'll get there. So I'm driving. I'm like, oh, that's bad. So I drive a Ford C-Max hybrid. If I am going below is different than Prius. If I am going below a hypothetical RPM, then my car runs in electric. Once I supersede that hypothetical RPM, my engine kicks on and it drives normal, like a normal combustion engine. Whenever I let the RPMs drop and let the electric take over, low oil pressure would go away. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna feather this. I get to the gas station. I'm like, okay, I need gas. I'm gonna stop. I start filling my tank. I check my dipstick. Dipstick's bone dry. That's not good. So I get on my hands and knees, look under my car, just squirting oil.
Ooh, squirting.
Yeah.
All right,
Yep.
we're back to this one.
Yep.
So squirting.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'll let you go. So, but it looks like that. It looked a lot like that. So I'm like, okay, that's bad. Fortunately, the place where I got my oil change is behind this gas station.
Was this the BP?
No, this is the Thornton. This is the Thorntons, the McDonald's off of the expressway.
Oh, okay. There's also a BP on like Winfield Road. That's also has a shop behind it.
No, I had gone home. Like I was back home.
Okay, so you were past that. All right.
I was well past. Yeah. So I pull into the gas station. I do what I said, and then I'm like, all right, I don't like what's happening here. I'm just gonna take this to the place where I got the oil change. I feather it. I'm trying to go below a certain RPM to make sure that my engine isn't running. What just happened?
The dog ran in and out.
My dog sprinted in here, turned around really quick, looked at me for half a second, and sprinted back out.
Oh,
as if there's something I'm supposed to be doing right now.
is there?
Yeah, this, right?
Okay, yeah.
There clearly can't be anything going on in my house.
Nope. So I'm feathering it, making sure it's going on electric. I pull into the back. I'm pulling around. As I'm turning the last corner, my engine, the problem is that the battery runs out. And so when the battery runs out, it's supposed to turn on the engine and recharge. The battery runs out, the engine kicks on, and it's just grinding. I drive maybe 5-10 feet. I'm about 20 feet from the bay. And I just look at the guy who's waving me in. I roll down my window. I'm stopped. He's like, do you want to go? I'm like, no. He's like, okay. And he refills me up on oil, puts a whole new run in. And like it was bone dry, obviously. And I drive in, and him and his coworker start looking at it. The coworker remembers me being there. Ford C-Max hybrid is not a common car, except for the comic book shop. I
don't even think it's a bar.
It's not. So the only C-Max I've ever seen is at the comic book shop Adam and I used to go to.
There was also a Mustang that matched my old Mustang
it was
too.
It was a really weird area apparently. So they're like, hey, the gasket on the oil filter cracked. It's leaking. We replaced it. For some reason, your car doesn't like the new oil change, so we have to reset all of the computers manually. Come back tomorrow at noon. We'll have it fixed. I'm like, okay. They take me home. About 12 o'clock the next day, they give me a call. So good news and bad news. You need a new engine.
And that's the good news.
Oh, really?
Bad news, your car fell off the lift.
And he's like,
it just crumpled like a can. It was amazing.
It was not. We've never seen anything like that. It was really. It was like a.
It was like a 5-foot drop, and it just crumpled. It was amazing. Like
it's the size of like a tall boy. It's wild.
You'll never. You just come on in. You never
won't
fucking
believe this shit. Yeah, you won't believe this shit.
It's like we have the gravity of Mars all of a sudden.
So he's like, you need a new engine. Oh, okay. He waits a couple seconds and he goes, so I talked to the owner, couple more seconds. We're going to cover it in full. And between like the maybe 10 seconds between, he tells me, hey, you need a new engine. And then he tells me that it's going to be covered in full. I'm going through the 5 stages of grief. Like, oh my God, I can't afford this. This is bad. I'm not going to have any money. What am I going to do? Do I buy a new car? What do I do? Oh my God, I'm broke now. Oh, we're gonna cover it. Could you not have led with that?
No.
Apparently not.
It's more fun to just let you sweat.
My blood pressure shot up. So turns out, so my car had 75,000 miles on it. Unfortunately, they don't make that engine anymore, so they have to do a rebuild. I bought my car with 60,000 miles on it. They are giving me an engine with 55,000 miles on it. So I'm getting a net gain. And I'm easily extending the life of my car by 3 years. Because I've had the car for about 3 years.
I'm so sorry.
It's been wild.
And the reason Nick's a bad friend is, Nick, when did this happen?
Tuesday.
Okay, today
I was supposed to come out Tuesday.
Well, okay, yes, you were supposed to come out Tuesday the 2nd.
Well, I'm proud of you, buddy. That takes a lot of fucking courage.
To be fair, when
no, to come out on Tuesday.
Nick canceled on me on Monday. Nick canceled on me. We rescheduled it to Friday, which is tomorrow, and I just found out that he's not coming out tomorrow now. So if this happened Tuesday, I've spent an extra 2 days thinking that everything was fine.
You know, I thought about how I should let Adam know, and then I'm like,
And this is where Jeff plays Dr. Phil.
and then the very brief thought of, I should let Adam know. No, I'm talking to him Thursday. It's fine.
You fucking moron.
Yeah, but I literally text Adam every day. I literally could have slipped that in there at any point.
Yeah. If you have done it while I was at work, I would have been less angry because I was in a public place.
Nick and I had a fun conversation today. That was fun. About the Crusades.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
Nick and I still haven't talked about anything we wanted to talk about in like a month.
Oh, yeah. Like we've been trying to have an angels and demons conversation for
Angels
while.
and demons. Now we got Loki.
Yeah,
now
we got Loki. So when Adam and I would go to get comics every day, that was a solid 45 minutes to an hour and a half where we could just whatever it was. It was everything. It was so like
we caught up on the week.
Yeah. The first half of the drive to the comic book shop was Adam ranting at me. Then we talked about what Adam wanted to talk about. Then on the first half back, it would be whatever I wanted to talk about, and then it would be what I want to rant about what happened lately. It was great. We were each other's mutual therapists, and now we don't have that anymore.
Yeah, now I have a girlfriend.
I don't.
Dumbass.
Who I live with.
I made a very poor attempt at that.
Dumbass. Upgrades, people. Upgrades.
Upgrades, yes.
I mean, to be fair, I get to have sex with this human being. You offered. I don't want that.
Well, no,
you offered.
I have. That is true. I do believe I have offered.
Honestly, does not surprise me.
So,
ask his mother about our gay relationship.
That's true. You do have the face given to you by Jesus Christ.
He does.
That was his grandmother.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
saying everyone in his family accepts you. So Nick, get on it. Break him up.
You're right.
Home wreck that shit.
So this has happened twice in about 2 weeks where I've gotten lucky as fuck. So I bought my new computer, and they didn't connect to the hard. I thought they didn't send the hard drive in my computer, and after about 2 months of me bitching and complaining to them, hey, where's my computer? I won't say the name of the company because
do you mean your hard drive? Because you have your computer.
Yeah.
You said where's my computer? I think you had it.
I meant where's my hard drive? Yeah.
You dumbass. That's probably why they never responded. They're like, this guy clearly got it.
But I'm like, hey, where's my hard drive? And they're like, all right, cool. You sent us proof you don't have it. Here's the hard drive. Finally, it shows up. I go to install it.
So you're telling me I could have taken apart all the pieces from my computer and been like, you didn't even send me the internals to my computer and got all new internals if I showed proof?
Because I showed them the diagnostic that they run to show that everything's in it. Like
that's what I'm saying. I could have taken all my fans off. I could have taken the fans off.
Would be on the diagnostic.
Yeah, that's why I take them off so they're not on the diagnostic. Nick, this is how computers work.
They send you a hard copy of the diagnostic.
I'm assuming they sent him a piece of paper saying we put this in here.
Yeah.
I want you to know I don't think I read anything once I got it.
On that piece of paper was not the hard drive that they sent me.
Do you think I can convince them that they didn't give me my 3080?
I highly doubt that
Because they gave it. I could be like, you gave me a 3060, and I clearly ordered a 3080, and then when they show me that I ordered a 3060, I'll fucking sue them.
I feel like there's more paperwork for that. I got really lucky because they did install the hard drive, but when they went to do cable management, they tied it too tight, and the cable connecting the hard drive to the power supply popped out. And when they ran the diagnostic, it wasn't on there. So they sent me the hard drive, and I then proceed to spend 4 hours trying to install my new hard drive, 2 of which I didn't realize there was a hard drive already in my computer.
Why did it take you so long to install your hard drive?
Nick, big fucking stupid as fuck.
Nick, really stupid.
I can
really
can install a new hard drive in my computer in about 90 seconds.
Nick's really stupid.
The hardest part's going to be unscrewing the screws on the outside of my tower.
That actually, I've seen a lot of memes about that lately. Is that everyone thinks building computer or fixing things inside your computer is hard. The hard part of fixing a computer
Is
and it's
getting
people
into
trying
your
to take.
computer.
It's
Taking
people
off
trying
the
to
back panel.
Yeah.
The back panel's a fucking
It's
nightmare.
people trying to take
Oh.
off the fucking paneling.
The back panel's a night. That was one of the things.
The lucky
It took
thing
me a
about
half hour
mine,
to
mine's
realize
just,
that I needed to remove the back panel. And
mine's
here's
just
the-
magnetic
I don't-
glass.
I don't
So I
have
just
a
pop
back
off-
panel.
Oh
I
yeah,
do-
I
have 2
pop off.
side panels.
Oh yeah, so
Oh,
I
I
take
mean, I guess I
mine
mean
is from the side.
panel. I guess I mean a side panel.
Well, mine
Um,
is just magnetic glass, so I just can pop it off.
So well, is the whole thing glass, Jeff, or is there like a metal back to it? There's the other side metal.
There's like a small metal piece to it.
All right, I think I got a bigger case than you.
You did, yeah.
Um,
You have a mid, or you
I
got
have a
like
full. I have a full.
you got
mid,
full.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't.
Oh, always go for the large.
It's great.
Upgrades, people.
Yeah.
Upgrades.
It's
I
Mine's
got
mid,
a-
and mine's perfect. So
I could have fit my computer into a mid, but I was like, I'm getting a large because that's like $100 that I don't want to spend to
anything's
go to a large. At some
anything's
point.
an upgrade from my last computer.
That's the compute. That's your
Yeah,
tower.
that was his.
Yeah,
Computer.
this was my whole computer.
That's a Wii. That's
It's so Alienware for a while tried to do what's called console killers.
Yeah,
It doesn't work how you want it to.
it worked pretty well for a while. I had it for like
Yeah,
7 years.
Yeah.
wild.
But
Mine's massive.
Yeah, mine's pretty big now.
the thing I realized about building computers is that you always need to exert more force on the piece than you feel comfortable doing with.
Hmm?
It's like I'm
It's like women.
oh my god.
What? What? Nick, you can't say that.
I'll ask you now. Do you want that pulled? I can pull that. Power of editing. We can yank that out of there real quick.
I
No.
mean, I don't know.
I think
I
it
do not
works.
condone any abuse of women or significant others or anyone. That's frowned upon.
All
I
right,
mean,
so
but that
we're
jo-
yanking,
but-
we're yanking that out, but we're
but-
okay. Well,
But that joke was fucking funny.
it was funny, but we're yanking out the disclaimer, so we're good.
Yeah, I was like, I think the joke
I guess
was
that's
fine.
the payback for me covering up your disclaimer with the intro. But
so in the last jury of drunken opinion, at some point I do a disclaimer about like war crimes or something like
how war crimes? I don't
yeah.
condone war crimes, and I do
condone
not
war
like
crimes.
them.
And Jeff just blasts the intro in post, so it almost covers that out entirely.
It's there if you dig deep enough.
Yeah,
It's
if you
there.
listen-
If you
I-
turn
I
the
had-
volume up and listen hard enough.
Yeah, it's there. But if you don't, it just sounds like I go, now war crimes. Very excitedly. Oh my
the
God.
power of editing.
Yeah, honestly, I
Editing's to make whatever like a comedy level of a 5 is go up to a 7.
Yeah.
Like and makes a 7 go up to a 10. Like
Yeah,
that's
if you
the
watch
whole-
these unedited, these are awful.
So I just got back into YouTube editing, and I
Stupid
picked
ass.
I picked the worst time to do it because I'm editing 3 podcasts in a row, and I thought, this is a good idea to get back into YouTube editing.
Yeah, like
and
if you
I-
have waited till
If I just
August-
waited a month, I would have been fine.
Yeah. And so like so I asked Nick I was like, can you please edit for me because I'm the main editor for the podcast. I'm like, can you please edit for me for these next few
For the
episodes?
main podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Podcast.
The podcast.
The podcast.
Oh yes, I forgot. The thing we do
No.
bi-weekly in between these is not a podcast.
Not our supplementals.
Yeah.
I forgot all the effort I put in is fucking useless.
It's a supplemental.
Because
Granted, the Rommel pod, the Jury of Drunken Opinion, I probably spent 20 minutes editing, so and it for some reason does not show, and I am so proud of that episode.
Oh god, that Adam, didn't you say that was the last episode you went back and actually listened to?
we don't. So first of all, we don't listen to our episodes.
Oh yeah, if you well, one, Nick's supposed to for clips. Two, Adam and I don't because we edit them. Because we edit them, so we already listen to them in full, and then cut them down to what you can hear.
Yeah, so we only listen to them bi-weekly, because I listen to the podcast and Jeff listens to Drunken Jurors to edit. And so, but because I'm moving, I was like, Nick, you're gonna have to edit for a month for me so I can get my shit together. I need the time to get unpacked and
that's
start
when Adam realized that he will never have his shit together.
that's what we're coming down to right now.
Well, maybe if one of your best friends would help, maybe you'd have your shit together.
It would help, just to move a couch or something.
I think I might smack this against my head hard enough it'll work. Do you think
no, you have to smack the back of it. That's where the gunpowder's at.
You're right. Okay.
Dumbass.
But yeah, so
hold it against head, take hammer.
Nick chose to start YouTubing again, a week into the fact that you have to edit for me?
Yeah.
Because that's the smartest move.
The sad part is the first video I put out sucks because it double compressed.
And also Nick knows that if we get any we have friends that listen, and if they complain to us about the quality of the podcast, that means Nick will get his ass beat.
Does not matter, because we blame Nick automatically for editing that episode. Does not matter if Nick edited it or not.
All right. So another thing that has happened recently in my life. So I had to call AAA. The reason I had to call AAA was because there is a specific task that I used to do at my job that is not in my job description at all. Like, I'm not supposed to be doing it. I was just being nice and doing it due to COVID. It was wiping down counters with cleaning wipes. I was just doing it because
the fuck do these things tie in?
Yeah, I'm very lost.
It does. And now that COVID's kind of over for the most part, I don't do it anymore. Because my the manager at the bank I work at was like, you don't have to do it so often.
Oh, you're talking about the bank. Okay.
Yeah. You don't have to do it so often, blah, blah, blah. And it kind of just dwindled down to I don't do it anymore. I didn't need to be doing it in the first place. I could have told them, no, I'm not doing that. And that would have been fine. The lady, I won't use her real name, but there is an old lady who is a teller who runs the tellers and is in charge of that stuff where the manager of the bank does the bankers and that.
It's your
the
head
lobby
teller.
Side. And so the head teller.
As someone who worked at a bank for 3 years. Yeah.
She is as
someone who doesn't work at a bank. I get that.
This lady is a piece of shit, and she thinks that she's in charge of everything and will literally boss the manager around. And
we call those cunts, for the record.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
would 100% agree with that.
I heard through the grapevine from one of the tellers that I'm friends with. The head teller is upset that you haven't been wiping the counters down, and she's going to try and get you to wipe the counters down again. And I was like, I'm not fucking doing that. That's not my job description. I was doing it to be nice during COVID. Now 80% of the people that walk in here aren't wearing masks. Everyone in the building is vaccinated. I'm not wiping the counters down anymore. I'm not supposed to be doing it anyway. And she's like, no, I get it. don't fucking do it. I don't give a shit. Like, you're completely right. But the head teller wants you to do it again. I'm like, well, she can tell me that herself. So me and the tellers have been working avidly to avoid me speaking with the head teller at all. Just waiting for, because this lady's yelled at me before about where I parked in the parking lot. So we were like, okay, you can go. Yeah, when I had the Mustang, she yelled at me because I parked too close to the doors, because at one point I saw people like checking out the Mustang, and I felt uncomfortable with me not being able to see the Mustang at all times. So I parked it where I could see it, and she yelled at me about where I parked it because it was too close to the front doors.
Did you tell her to fuck off?
No, because it's
So as
I
someone
like
who
the job.
worked at a bank for 3 years, we had a head teller when I first started who was supposed to do my training. I got one day in, and she said something to a customer that people shouldn't say, and I will not repeat, and got fired. And then I didn't get trained the rest of the way. So I just kind of went willy-nilly, which I don't know if you knew this, but if you're just going to throw someone in there to start dealing with people's money, probably not the greatest idea.
I want to know after this. I want to know what she said.
But anyway, so we've been avidly avoiding her and helping me avoid her, so we didn't have to deal with this because everyone at the bank hates her. So her and I always take our lunch at like the same time. Just works out that way. So we have been trying to, like, the tellers have been trying to help me find out when she's taking her lunch break, so I don't take lunch at the same time as she does.
Do you just sit at a desk, or do you just sit in a chair?
I just sit in a chair.
Fuck that.
Yeah. So at one point, I go in to take my lunch break. We thought she wasn't going to be taking her lunch, and the teller just came off lunch. She's like, "Oh my god! Like, we forgot to tell you, like, the head teller's coming in here for her lunch next." I was like, "Oh fuck! Well, I guess I can't fucking eat in the lunchroom." So I went out to my car and ate my lunch in my car to avoid her, and didn't need to have my car running. It was a nice day. I cracked to the window, put my keys on the passenger seat, and then when I got out of my car after lunch, it's habit to lock my car.
Yep.
That's what like, y'all make fun of me for it. Granted, I've done it too many times. That's usually what happens to me.
Yeah, I slammed my door shut and literally turned, and I do like the guy pat down of your legs and butt to make sure that you have your shit. And I was like, why do I not have a lanyard? And I looked in my car window and was like, because my keys are sitting right there. And I was going to go pick up the TV that we were just talking about after work. So I was like, so I can't be late. So I had to call AAA. Now, the last time I called AAA before this, my car, I was on the side of the highway between Western Illinois University and Chicago with my wheels pigeon-toed, and it took them 4 hours to get to me. I sat there on the side of a highway in the middle of winter, mind you, and it took them 4 hours. So I don't have high hopes whenever I call AAA.
I just call tow companies because tow companies come just as quickly and it's just as cheap.
Well, and tow companies will then submit your claim to AAA for you, and you don't have to pay. But so my keys were locked out. I called AAA, and I was like, I got 4 hours before I have to leave work. Like, I should be okay. I set up the appointment with AAA. It says it's going to take them 2 hours to get there. And I was like, whatever. To unlock my car. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, at least it's not 4 because AAA fucking sucks. Then 10 minutes later, I get a text message. We're going to be there in 30 minutes. And I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is happening? 5 minutes later, I get a phone call from the driver. He's like, I'll be there within 5 minutes. The fucking guy shows up within 3 minutes, walks up. This your car? Yeah. Okay. 60 seconds later, my car's unlocked. I was like, what? Like, literally, I made the appointment, and within half an hour, my car was unlocked. And I was like, that is the best AAA experience I've ever had in my life. Fuck this company, but like, holy shit, that was amazing. And then the guy left. And I was like, I was just so shocked at how painless this experience was.
Remember the dude that pissed it on the Mercedes?
Yeah.
When I was getting a tattoo? That was a AAA guy. That was wild.
I mean, that checks out for AAA.
One of the only times that I called like a tow truck for for locking my keys in was when I was a private investigator. I had to leave at 3 a.m. because I had a 6 a.m. start time, and it was 2.5 hours away. I go stop at the gas station. It's fucking 3 a.m. So Jeff goes, fills up his vehicle, goes inside, pays, grabs like 97 energy drinks and some Slim Jims or something stupid. And then I come out and I'm like, all right, time to get in my vehicle. Fuck, I don't have my keys. Look in. My keys are in the ignition. The car's locked. I'm like, fuck. I call a tow, I look up tow companies near me, call the first one, get the dispatcher. They're like, oh, hold on, I'll just put you through to a driver. Puts me through to the driver. I'm like, hey, I'm at this address. He's like, hey, look across the street. Look across the street. He's filling up at the gas station across the street. He waves. He's like, I'll be over there in literally like a minute when I'm done filling up. Comes over, opens it up. He gets it to me. He's like, don't worry. This is a company vehicle. I'll just put it to their insurance. I was like, cool. And I just left. Jeff has puppy butt.
So the last time I locked my keys in my car, I was at the gym. Like I set my keys down on the passenger side seat, and I was looking at my phone, scrolling, and I'm like responding to some texts. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go in. And I close my door and I'm like, fuck. And I look over and I'm like, because I need my fob to get into the gym is on my key ring. And I'm like, look at it. I'm like, fuck. But like it's a barcode, so they like let you scan your phone. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like I contact AAA, and I'm going in to swim, and I'm like, and it says about an hour. I'm like, all right, I can't just sit here for an hour. I'm gonna go in, swim, and like when they call me, I'll make sure to keep it. I'll like every full lap, I'm gonna check my phone, make sure they haven't called me. And I check, I go in, I swim. I did maybe like 5, 6 laps before I get a phone call, and he's like, yeah, I'll be there. And I'm like, oh God, okay. I'll be there in 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, okay. I immediately hop out of the pool because now I need to dry off. I need to shower. I need to like get dressed. And I caught him as he was starting to drive away from my car. So, oof. And then he made fun of me for the big dent in my passenger side car where you guys took a.
I don't know what you're talking about. We've never done that before.
Never. Okay.
Never. You definitely didn't lock your keys in the car, and we had to unlock your car by trying to pry it open.
And it would never happen, right?
That's never happened before.
Because I couldn't contact AAA because I also left my phone in the car. That never happened.
And your wallet.
And my wallet, yeah.
And like everything. I wasn't using my AAA to help you unlock the car. I needed AAA to unlock my car.
I'll be honest with you, this year. So I repurchased AAA in February when I got my tattoo. Mm-hmm. I've probably used it 5 times. It's free. No, it's free.
Depending on what it is.
I'm pretty stupid.
What has it just been locking your keys in your car?
It's just been locking my keys in my car.
I think that's free every time.
Yeah.
But like you get 3 tows per year. I haven't
needed a tow. I've only been locking my keys in my car. Like, granted, if I had driven to your place, Adam, I would have needed a tow on Tuesday.
Sucks for you.
You got a puppy again?
Yeah, puppy. I have a puppy.
No, you don't. You have a rat.
I have a puppy back there. She's back there.
Why have you not found Gustav yet?
I thought you asked why I haven't, and I was like, why would I do anything? I
still haven't planted my potatoes.
No one, neither of you have started to make the beer that I gave you guys. I gave you guys the beer growing kit.
Find that. Did I bring that with me? I don't know.
I gave it to you when you were at that house.
At that house?
At the house that you live in right now. It's somewhere in that house.
Interesting.
That's okay. Morgan's also never made the one that I got for Garrett that Morgan stole from me. She's never done this either.
This is wild.
I got it. I don't know how to grow hops.
It fucking tells you.
I also randomly decided like a couple months ago, I'm like, I'm going to grow potatoes.
That was like 3 weeks ago. Don't make that seem like that was a long time ago.
I got my potato seeds and everything. It's just that every time I've gone to go pick up dirt, I have either A, forgotten my wallet, or B, had to get my car fucking engine replaced.
Or C, he just decided to cancel on dirt people last minute.
Dirt people.
The dirt people, yes. The mole men.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think of
Mole Man's
movies.
copyright. You can't.
Can we? Is mole men actually copyrighted?
Those are Marvel people. The Mole Man is like Fantastic Four's first ever villain.
Do you think we can't go up against? Do you think we can't
the
go up against
Underminer?
Disney?
Oh, that was the Underminer.
That's the Incredibles.
Are you trying to tell me we can't go up against Pixar and Disney?
And Marvel. We can't do either of them.
You know, Jeff, I like your spirit. I like the idea that you think we can do that. I'll let you do that by yourself. Preferably unaffiliated with us.
If I can sign a deal that I just have to fight one person they choose in the octagon, we have a very, 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 very slim chance.
It's Dave.
But that chance, it's literally that
He's not
aspect.
affiliated with them anymore.
Dude, that's
He
fine.
still is until after Guardians 3.
Buddy,
I thought he
that's
was
fine.
after. I thought he was out of Guardians 3.
Guys, it's fine. He was a fake wrestler. It doesn't matter.
Oh.
He's only like
Kevin Feige's ripped. Kevin Feige's bigger than The Rock, but he hides it well.
I was gonna say Dave Bautista's only like 6'2" and like 275 of pure muscle, and I'm like 6'4" and 250 of fat. So
there's some muscle in there. You guys.
Actually, with my new scale, I found out that I am 190 pounds of muscle. So I have 60 pounds of fat on me.
Nice. I don't get one of those scales because I think I'd just kill myself if I saw.
Yeah, Nick, your number would be reversed.
Sorry, it's 60 pounds of fat mixed with water.
I don't think I've drank. I used to pride myself on drinking a gallon of water a day. I haven't done that in a month. And honestly, it's starting to hit me like, wow, this sucks.
That's about the same time it's taken you to stop caring about your friends. So
honestly, I hate you.
Nick can do that in seconds.
I know you've canceled plans on me. I know
Nick
you hate me.
could do that in seconds.
I'm sorry. So
if someone was to come, if it was the three of us walking down the street and two guys came up and put me and Adam in chokeholds, and then one other guy was standing in front of us, Nick would be like, "Yeah, no, you can take them," and just walk away.
Yeah, if Jeff and I got put into chokeholds, I'd be looking at Jeff to save me.
I'd have an erection because that's what I'm into, is being strangled.
I'd show them my quick draw.
Quick draw McGraw.
Wow.
I'm gonna get sued by Boomerang now.
Thanks, Nick.
Adam said it. Like you said, quick draw. I was gonna pull not my bull iron.
I definitely thought you said pull your butt. So
I was gonna pull out my pole vault pole, take 3 steps, and hop over that motherfucker and walk away like nothing ever happened.
I was gonna pull the 357 that's firmly wedged in my ass. Throwback to story time. It's a throwback to story time.
Honestly, if I get put in a chokehold, I'm probably breaking someone in half real fast.
Make it be Nick first.
Yeah, while the person still has me in a chokehold, I just beat the shit out of Nick.
Grabs me.
I lift the person onto my back as they're choking me and just start pelting the fuck out of Nick until Nick's unconscious, and then I deal with the problem.
I think the last good beating I've had.
The fact that that's a sentence you can say.
When was the last good beating I had? I think it was freshman year of college was the last good beating I got.
Why? You didn't.
I guess I don't beat you. I put you into submission within like 2 seconds.
Well, that's because I don't like fighting unless it's actually necessary. Like if
the last good beating Nick has when Justin slaps Nick until next Wednesday.
I don't what?
Jeff, do you remember this?
I feel like that was the thing I vaguely remember.
In the house, I don't remember what happened, but there was like a bet between you and Justin, Nick.
Oh, no. That was me and Justin. We had to slap each other from fear pong, and then Nick got into it.
Well, I just remember like Nick was staying. I have a video of it.
I think this is the same night that
I'm pretty sure he knocked you out.
No, I'm pretty sure this is the same night that stranger ran in and broke that pane of glass.
That's what I think Adam was thinking of. Was when that crazy stranger ran in.
I have a video, Nick.
So the reason that happened is because Nick, It was me and Joe playing Garrett and Justin in Fear Pong.
I don't
I
think
don't
Joe
even know
was
what
there.
that is.
I don't think
Joe was there. Joe was there. It was homecoming when the stranger ran in.
Yeah. So, because Joe's also the only person I played Pong with. So,
On principle.
so Joe and I and Justin, or I sank a cup that's in like the fear was like take a slap from the person that made the cup. And I was like, if you do it, I'll let you slap me. And Justin and I had a slap fight of us just dislocating our shoulders and smacking each other with them at full speed. And then Nick like came into the room and said something stupid, and Justin just turned around and whacked him with his arm.
Then this is a different time.
Okay.
I don't remember that.
Let me.
Well, it was homecoming, Nick. You can't remember like you can't remember the day before and 2 days after. That's how homecoming works.
I also think I volunteered for security at some point during that period of time.
Yeah, it was when we were tailgated. You were out there.
Okay.
No, while I search for
was
this
sober
video,
fat.
no, Nick, like I don't remember what happened, Nick, but you and Justin like had come to an agreement that Justin was going to slap you.
Yo, he was going to tase me. Justin tased me.
Oh,
Several
I remember
times.
That was a good time. That was a good night. You got tased like 8 times.
It was awful.
You were like, you accepted one tasing and you got up afterwards and cheered, and then Justin hit you like 4 more times in rapid succession. You just were like,
I think my ex volunteered me for a tasing.
oh, yeah. That's why you got like up to 8.
God.
What tangent did we just go on?
Oh, I mentioned when I got beaten last.
Oh yeah, the good beatings.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was wild. That was.
Oh no, when I sent your shit into the ether, I think was a good beating. It might have only
Oh, my
lasted literally 2 seconds, but
I couldn't move my back up and down for a while.
I was gonna say you didn't get up for like a good 3 minutes. You just laid there.
Yeah,
because I was told
my
Jeff
spirit
do
leaving.
it. I was like, okay, finished my beer, did it, got up, and you just laid there. One, you got out of breath for like 5-10 seconds, and then you just laid there for another couple minutes. But I had already walked back to the group I was with, just started another beer, and we were just like, I don't think he's getting up anytime soon. That might have been the cleanest hit I've ever had on you, though. Like
Jeff,
I
remember?
hit you, and within like a second, you were on the ground
Because you
dead.
took me up. You brought me up and down.
Jeff, do you remember when you and I we spent an evening trying to do couples workouts?
Wait, hold on. What?
Yeah.
We tried doing a bunch of different couples workouts thing, like body weight couples workouts,
And I deadlifted him and dropped him on the ground.
The
I have
last
that
thing
video.
was like, yeah, like you didn't drop me, which is how the story gets told every once in a while.
I like get you
set
really
me
close,
down,
and then I just
yeah, you set me down, but you like didn't like gently set me down. You just like, all right, and there he is.
I did it like how I would deadlift, which is spring weight up and then just keep all hands on weight, but slam it into the ground because you just
and
let the weight take over.
my jaw was because I was
I
laughing,
have the video.
and my
hold
jaw
on.
same, but it just went and it hit my teeth. And everyone was like, "Oh!" And it like didn't hurt really because it was just my chin.
Oh, maybe I don't. I think maybe only you only do. I don't have it.
Thanks so much, everyone, for listening to You Hate to See It. You can also, Nick, I hope you've done this. In the description down below, you can click on our link tree with all the links to our podcast and to our social medias and everything. And the first button that you see says become a patron. And if you become a patron, you get a bunch of cool things, such as you get to join our Discord server. You can also watch our Taskmaster specials. You can also see our unedited video podcasts. You can also, if we reach a certain goal, we are going to start releasing bonus podcasts and bonus content, such as story time, which no one has anymore except me. And once we reach a certain goal, we will start releasing those for.
We're gonna start recording those again.
No, we're just gonna release them.
God.
Fuck no. Absolutely.
I mean,
not.
it's great content, guys. Like, trust me,
It
great
is.
content.
Was it though?
Also, we
Was
have
it?
two that have never been released that Nick still has.
They're on a hard drive that I don't know if I have access to.
I mean, send it to figure out if you have access to it, and I'll edit them if I have to.
I have the hard drive. I just don't know how to turn on the computer anymore.
Pull the hard drive out.
You probably plug it in, turn the computer on.
That too.
Genius.
Dumbass.
Yeah.
I'm I'm down to literally one beer.
So
I
thanks
had
so
8
much
over
for
here.
listening, everybody. In terms of Jesus Christ, he loves you,
He does.
but
He loves you all.
not as much as we love you for listening to this podcast.
That's debatable.
That's like infinite times 2. It's wild. Granted, they're both infinite. We
On
love you.
For me, it's debatable.
It's wild.
Also, Jesus isn't real.
I will fight you myself. We've had this episode.
No, I
Adam.
know he's a real person. That's fine.
I swear to God. I swear to God. Swear to God.
Do you know he got horny?
Yeah.
Jeff's still in Discord.
Jeff's still in Discord.
Jeff no in Discord. Jeff professional. Jeff never do that.
Impossible. No standards, no profession.
Doggo.
Dog bark.
All right, and we got a blooper. All right, who wants to actually do this?
All right.
That was it. What do you mean?